everybody, I'm Greg Fishel. Welcome to bonus weather video number 1, I guess, for this week. And the topic today is the tropics, because there are some unusual things going on in the tropics right now. So thought we would share that with you. So let's go on ahead and take a look at the tropical weather outlook overall. And we have 2 systems out there already. The first one is Tropical Storm Brett, that has just been classified as a tropical storm. And then we have another one out here that has about a 50% chance of developing into a tropical depression or storm as we head through the next several days. So there are actually 2 systems far out in the eastern Atlantic, and that's what makes this so unusual, is that the genesis zones for tropical cyclones typically this time of year are in the Caribbean Sea, the Gulf of Mexico, and just off the southeast coast of the United States, generally in association with old dying fronts that stall out in those areas and then gradually acquire tropical characteristics. But the season for systems coming off of Africa and developing in the eastern Atlantic, that normally doesn't happen until you head on into August. So the fact that it's occurring on the 19th of June is a little bit strange. Here's the tropical satellite imagery here, and you can make out those 2 systems. This is Brett right in here. It's got some pretty nice outflow. You notice how the high clouds sort of spewing forth in a clockwise direction, and this is typical for a tropical system, is the low-level and mid-level circulation is cyclonic or counterclockwise, but once you head up into the upper levels of the atmosphere, then it's exactly the opposite, where you have outflow coming out of the storm and moving in a clockwise direction. So we can certainly see that here, with probably the most pronounced outflow to the north of the center. And then we have the other system down in here that has the potential to develop over the coming days. Now, here are the numbers from the National Hurricane Center. 11.3 north, so it's pretty far down there. 42.2 west. That puts it just shy of 1,300 miles east of the southern Windward Islands. Max sustained winds now at 40 miles per hour, and it's moving off toward the west at 21 miles per hour. And here is the forecast track, and the National Hurricane Center does forecast this to become a Category 1 hurricane by the time we get to actually between 2 a.m. Wednesday and 2 p.m. Thursday, so during the day on Wednesday, and then reaches this maximum intensity right in here with maximum sustained winds around 80 miles per hour, and then it begins to weaken a little bit as it heads into the Caribbean because of the anticipation of some vertical wind shear. Now, what's interesting about the models that are handling this is that the ones that weaken it significantly toward the end of the period all have it going more toward the left, okay? So it's actually, down in this region here, whereas the regional hurricane models that are somewhat higher resolution, those ones are not weakening the storm as quickly, and so it actually has a track more to the north end of this fan here. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. The water temperatures are unusually warm in the Atlantic, especially for this time of year. And remember when we talked about how the El Nino occurrence could affect the upcoming hurricane season, normally El Nino leads to a below normal hurricane season in terms of the number of storms, but one of the reasons why the folks at Colorado State actually were going a little bit above that idea is the fact that the water temperatures were so warm in the Atlantic, and they thought that might counteract some of the effects of the coming El Nino. The El Nino really isn't there yet. We're trending in that direction, but it is not there yet. And so to say that the El Nino is in place and it's already having an effect is a little bit premature. And last but not least, Philip Klotzbach, who took over for Bill Gray out at Colorado State. And Bill Gray was the one that first developed the seasonal hurricane forecast back, I believe, in the mid-1980s. And then he trained Philip Klotzbach very, very well. And when Bill passed on, then Philip took over. And so he tweeted this just a little bit ago on Twitter, that Brett is formed in the central tropical Atlantic, the farthest east that a tropical storm has formed in the tropical Atlantic, south of 23.5 north degrees latitude, this early in the calendar year on record, so far as we know. Now, when you go back before the satellite era, then obviously there's a chance that there were some storms out there that we didn't know about unless there was a ship nearby or something like that. But at least the modern record, we've never seen a tropical storm form this early in the season in the tropical Atlantic. So that is a little bit strange. All right, so that is bonus weather video number 1 for this week. We'll have another one coming up tomorrow for you. And of course, the next daily weather update will be coming up tomorrow as well. So you all have a great Monday evening, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care.